you want, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can log on to servers if you want using domain admin. You can log on to workstations. Let's say a user calls you. You log on to the system and you can fix it, right?
Yeah.
Have you logged on to any workstation using a domain admin?
You can
Okay.
do whatever you want.
Okay, so I will show you another example this afternoon if we have time. Whenever you log in as a domain admin to a different system, for example, a workstation, which is the least trusted system, because servers are protected. They're in a data center or somewhere. But workstations, people carry the laptop everywhere, it's everywhere. But when you log into a system, your login credentials are cached on the system. You can dump the password. Once I have the password, I'm a domain administrator. So the thing is, you don't want to log in, we recommend this too. As a domain admin, you shouldn't use your domain admin account to log on to workstations at all. Domain admins is supposed to log in only to domain controllers, that's it.
Yeah.
Do not log on any other system. You need to create domain admin accounts just for these purposes. So, I mean, those are different strategies we give for the clients. Because people are not aware, because you don't know for sure, if I didn't tell you that the password is there somewhere, it's not in clear text, but it is there. The hash is there. The Windows, how do you think Windows, let's say you go to a company, you have a domain user account, right? You log on to one system, and then the Active Directory, it talks to Active Directory, right? What is passed in between the network? Is it the password that goes in clear text and authenticates, or is it something else? Anyone know the answer to that? 10 years back, 15 years back, before in NT days, Windows used to if you put login name password, the login and password goes through the wire. Like I'm talking about the network,
Yeah.
and then it gets authenticated and comes back. Then hackers found a way, because when a password is going through the wire, you can sniff the network, right, and get the password. So what Microsoft or any company did, they passed something called?
Key.
It's called the hash. It's called the hash. So they passed the hash. So with the hash, you cannot use it to log in to the system, but with the hash, it's just like a checksum of some number. So the server knows your password. It uses some algorithm and finds a hash. Your system knows the password. You can get a hash. So when you send the hash to the system, the server can match it up and say, hey, you're the right person, it authenticates you, right? So let's say you are in the network, it all works fine. But when you take the laptop home, how does your laptop work? Because you're not connected to the network. How come you're able to put the same login password and make it work?
Because you have a little cache.
That's a cache. That cache is key for a hacker. So I have access to your hash wherever you are. Let's say you use your laptop. What can I do from the laptop? I can capture the hashes. Let's say I come to your network, I can use the hash, and there is a technique called pass the hash. With that one hash, I can pass to different systems just with that one hash. The more powerful the hash is, for example, if it's a domain admin account, I can go anywhere I want to. I still don't know the password. I don't have to. Just with the hash, I can go to any system I want. So imagine the power I get with just a stolen laptop. How do you protect against that? Anyone know the answer to that? What are companies doing these days?
It's not honeypot.
No. Exactly. They put encrypting the hard drive or putting a bias password. So even if someone gets the hacked password, when you log in, it asks for a password, right? And that better be a strong password too, because if it's a weak password, you can hack it, or brute force password. Exactly, right? Because you give me any system in the world to me, which is not hard drive encrypted or bias encrypted, you can easily change the password in like 2 minutes. I can reset the password and log into your system. I can get everything, all the system I need. So it's hard drive encryption is key for any mobile systems or any workstations for that matter. Because even if you say, hey, I don't need it for my workstations because it's sitting in your office, imagine, people are walking out and in with a USB drive. I can write a program, it's called rubber duckies. If you want a rubber ducky, I can pop a USB on your system. I don't have to do anything. You can hack into the computer easily if you don't have a hard drive encryption.
Are all those tools that you named on Kali?
Rubber ducky is also it's there in different scripts. Just Google for rubber ducky, you will find.
What about pass the hash?
That's there. Yeah. It's just it's just a concept. You can use 1,000 tools to do the same things. Like I said, don't worry about the tools. If you search for pass the hash, you can get it. All you need to know at this time is understand the concepts. What are the different attack vectors possible? How can you pass the hash? Tools are, you can find thousands of tools doing the same job, right? So hard drive encryption is key. I mean, least privilege is key. Yeah.
These tools work on mobile devices too, like iPhone?
Not everything, but for example, Android is kind of like Linux. It's basically Linux. So any Linux kind of exploit will work. But again, it's a stripped down version of an operating system, right? So not all tools would work with that, but Android is more vulnerable than iOS. iOS is pretty locked down. Unless you jailbreak it, default iOS device is very secure. So if you don't jailbreak your iOS, if you have a strong password, it's very secure.
So I guess the thing to think about is like I work with databases, like usually WordPress, and just, I would never think of using the domain, the admin password, or even the admin account, because the first thing they tell you is it's default admin account, make yourself a user account, and put that original default, just eliminate that account and use build another account.
Exactly. Yeah.
As the admin.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows that they go straight for the default account.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there are different things you can use. I mean, I always use a strong password, like more than 15 digits. I don't know, I mean, including myself, I use only 10 digits or 12 digits. But it's easy to brute force any short passwords. I mean, if it's not locking, you can easily brute force it. Never use the same password for your banking and Facebook. I mean, that's a common, right? Never use bank accounts, use a different bank account for different banks, each credit card. I mean, it's use your judgment, right? I mean, it's always hard. Even for me, I have like 10, 15, accounts, bank accounts, credit card accounts. It's hard to remember everything. You can use something called KeyPass if you want to go that route. But
they got hacked.
They got hacked in the sense they got. I don't think, because KeyPass, the one I'm talking about, is that's TruePass or something. TruePass. This one is local. You install on your system. KeyPass. It's on your system. Yeah, I wouldn't trust anything that's on the cloud. Which one? No, I think the one that I got hacked is TruePass or the cloud-based solution.
Like the global password that's not only on your computer, but it's also in the cloud.
No, the one KeyPass is only on the thing. It's not on the cloud at all. It's a software which can install on your machine. And it can create a complex password. You put a master password which is very long, and then you can always get the other password when you type in the big password. So it's secure that way. But like I said, use your own judgment. Use the way we recommend our clients is use like a phrase or a song. Use the first 2-3 digits so you won't forget about it, something like that. But anyway, that's topic for another thing. I think I'm coming back in the afternoon again. Okay, yeah. I think I have another 1 hour in the afternoon, 1.5 hours. We're going to be seeing a lot of cool demos, like man-in-the-middle attacks, how to patch an EXE. So that I take a real EXE from internet, I will patch it, and I'll show you how to get a reverse shell from there. And I'll show you how to do social engineering attack, how we can take an Excel file, how we can put malware in it, so I can send it to all you guys if you want to. I'll make you guys open it, and I can get a shell from all you guys. We can go that extreme if you want, or I can just show the demo on my machine. So it's all the same thing. So I have like 3 or 4 demos this afternoon.
So in the industry, is it fair to say that most common vulnerable operating systems are Windows and Mac?
No, it's not safe to say that. The reason I think I mentioned before, the reason Windows is targeted because it's used by majority of the people. 80%, 75 to 80% of people use Windows because it's end user workstation. People use Windows easily. Mac, people are starting to move a little bit, but again, you see only 10% of the people using Mac. Mac is as vulnerable as Windows. Linux is not vulnerable because it's not used as an end user workstation. It's mostly for servers. Servers are usually protected. It's in a data center, right? I mean, it's not like someone is taking a server and working on it. It's only Windows. So that is why Windows is always on the news. Windows is actually, I mean, the fact is it's not a bad operating system. It's a very good operating system. It's actually secure by default. It's the stuff you put on top of it that makes it vulnerable. It's the user things I've been talking, it makes it vulnerable. You have browsing patterns, using administrative account to do stuff. Those are the bad things. You guys, I mean, everyone is, equally responsible for that. So we cannot blame Microsoft. Microsoft, I think the only thing they start. I don't know if you saw this or not. from Windows Vista or Windows XP to Windows 7, whenever, even if you're an administrator, if you try to install something, a pop-up will come, and then you have to click S to continue, right? That's what Windows did to protect you from malware, because what happens if you don't get the prompt? But what do you guys do when you get that thing, honestly? You click yes or no? Similarly, I told you, you get the security certificate saying, hey, this certificate is not valid. You just want to go to the site, you click OK, right? Yeah, so that control, you see, even if you're an admin on Windows today, on Windows 10 or Windows 7, that is called UAC, which is access control. Windows is prompting you one more time, hey, are you sure you want to install this? Right, it's asking, because a malware, if that prompt is not there, a malware, if you're an administrator, a malware can install anything and do whatever it wants without your knowledge. So Microsoft is making you aware, saying, hey, something is trying to install, do you want to really install it? But as users, we're all just click the button and move on, right? But Windows by default, I mean, they need to just create regular accounts, because that they create the onus on us to create the regular user, right? So as users, I mean, we need to be savvy enough to use it properly. It's a good operating system if you use it well. It's the stuff, the EXEs you install on top of it, it makes it vulnerable too. So anyway, I think this is a good stopping point. And like I said, I'll be coming back this afternoon for more demos. Hopefully, I mean, you guys will hang on for some